Hello from Salt Lake. Today I'm gonna open a brand new camera which I got. The other one I was shooting on, I had to return. I had some issues with it, so I just got the brand new, released today, Sony RX100 Mark V. Sorry for the background noise. Nick is ripping out the the room downstairs. So actually, maybe I'll take you guys into the garage real quick. Besides this, I've just been editing up a storm because last night we went on a ghost hunt and I have a lot of footage from that. We have some potential paranormal activity going on, and you know, it was kind of interesting. It's my first paranormal investigation last night, so anyways, let's get right down to it. There we go. Here's the box, nice and clean looking. Got a ton of things on there. So it's right in here. I can get it out with one hand. Here we go, guys. This is a brand new Sony RX100 Mark V. Shoots 4K. This is the first time holding one of these things. It has this nice flip-up screen, like so, just kind of like the G7X, which I'm shooting out right now. It looks pretty awesome and pretty simple to use. The one advantage this camera does have over the Canon G7X is the fact that it has a time-lapse app built right into it. Well, actually, you have to download it and pay for it. It's like just a couple bucks, but it's totally worth it. Here's a little battery compartment where you put the memory card. I did buy a second battery at a camera store yesterday. I'm really looking forward to using this thing because that other A6300 was just a little bit too big for me. So I am going to switch over to it right now. I am shooting on the Sony RX100 Mark V. We will see what the differences are when I'm editing. So far, from the viewfinder, it looks extremely smooth. I think it's recording at 60 frames a second. I prefer shooting at 30 because it gives it a little bit more smooth quality. But this is what it looks like, and I was just speaking to you a moment ago on that Canon. Let's turn it around and have a look. It is extremely smooth. Much more smooth than the Sony A6300 I was shooting on last night for the ghost hunt. So I'm pretty excited this will fit in my pocket. Honestly, being a daily vlogger, having to carry around a camera on a GorillaPod or just a camera that does not fit in my pocket is honestly really difficult. I don't know how Casey Neistat does it. I don't know how Fun for Louie does it, but shooting on a big DSLR or even mirrorless is definitely a challenge. I prefer putting cameras in my pocket when I'm not using them. It's also a lot more inconspicuous when I'm shooting myself. I don't have this huge contraption, huge device, stuff like that. So anyways, like I said, I am in the midst of an edit from last night. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna throw this thing on the charger, and depending on how the quality is, I might keep this thing and just exclusively shoot on this. So hopefully it can shoot a cool time lapse, and hopefully it can shoot cool astrophotography, because that's what I really want to do. You know, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So anyways, I gotta get to this Virgin paranormal holiday Halloween video, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. Great news, guys. I just got a call from the bus mechanics. My bus is ready. Although, the upper radiator hose will need to be replaced. And I think that'll be a fun little job for me tomorrow. You know, mechanics are inherently expensive, and I do like to tinker with the bus. The only reason I brought it in there was because the air conditioning is beyond my expertise. That's where it actually comes in handy to pay a real mechanic and not tinker around with it yourself, because it can create a larger problem than what you have. So I'm gonna keep working on my edit for Virgin, and then potentially later tonight I will go pick up the short bus. Was chatting so much to the Lyft driver, I kind of forgot to film more stuff. These guys are so nice up here in Salt Lake City. I'm in my bus again. It is working. It fired right up. The starter is amazing. Apparently the AC works. Let's give it a try. Even though it's a cold night, we got that going on. Oh, look, and that's the air conditioning cover. I'll put that on myself. So that's pretty awesome. And it looks like we are blowing cold air. Let's turn up to max AC. It is freezing. I got air conditioning just in time for winter. How amazing. Yeah. So we got that, and then the rear unit should turn on as well. And the fan just turned on. Let me turn the lights on so we can see. Oh yeah, we got some Mac Daddy air conditioning happening in Dan the Adventure Bus, so we're gonna be nice and cool. Oh yes, that feels fantastic. So, awesome, awesome, awesome. I can officially freeze my butt off. Ooh, it's real cold up here. Great. Thank you, Lewis Bus Group, for fixing that for me. Definitely need to turn that off, so it's cold. I need to get back to the house, finish the edit for Virgin, upload the video to Dropbox for them, and work on a couple vlogs. So we'll see you guys back at the house. Back up by Home Away From Home, O'Reilly's. I'm gonna see if they have a upper radiator hose. Well, they didn't have it in stock, but they ordered it for me, and it will be here by 9 in the morning. How handy is that? So I'm gonna come back in the morning, get my radiator hose, probably do a little YouTube investigation about how to put this thing on. I think it's gonna be pretty easy. It's just gonna leak fluid everywhere. So anyways, back to the pad. I am back at the pad, picked up some Mexican food. It's a carne asada burrito and thrilled tacos guacamole. So picked up the bus. Drove maybe 10 miles, I would guess. And as I was doing a U-turn to grab Mexican food, the bus's engine just turns off completely. It was not like the alternator before, where the engine was kicking in, kicking out, whatever. It just flat out turned off. And luckily, it wasn't a busy intersection, whatever, and so I pulled onto the side of the road. And by the way, if I'm losing power, there's no way in hell I'm going to turn the camera on real quick, because like this is like an 8,000 pound bus that I'm driving around. So anyways, stopped at a Mexican place, continued on a couple miles, and just going maybe 30 miles an hour, and it just, while I'm driving, the engine turns off. So I throw it in neutral, start it up while it's coasting, got the engine started again, and then made it back here, which was about a mile away, back to the house. So I'm actually a little scared to drive the bus now, because it's a huge vehicle. Apparently there's something going on which I don't know, and I just paid an insane amount of money to get this thing fixed, and now now the engine is like dying left and right, and I don't know what else to do. It's almost like I don't want to bring it back to that same place, because apparently they're not finding it. And for the kind of money that I spent, it's like, I mean, I really could have just got a brand new engine. It's insane. So I don't want to be here anymore. I want to hit the road, but I can only do so with a vehicle which will actually get me someplace safely. So you don't even know how much of a bummer this is and how disheartening it is to deal with this kind of stuff. I feel like I wasted a ton of money at the bus mechanic because I now have a bus that I can't even drive. I'm kind of afraid. I'm totally afraid to drive my bus. Anyways, I gotta put that aside because I have to finish an edit for Virgin from yesterday, from last night, the paranormal investigation. I almost feel like my bus is haunted. Just gonna grab a quick bite and I just gotta hit the computer, so I'm probably just gonna call it a day. So I don't know what else to do.